All right, hello once again. This is Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and as mentioned, I am going to be doing one of the website case studies from Web Development and Design Foundations with HTML5 8th edition by Felke-Morris. And again, I talked about this in the last lecture. There are 4 case studies in here. I'm not going to do the Java Jam. I am going to do the FishCreek, but there's also Pacific Trails Resort and Path of Light Yoga Studio. The decision I made to do FishCreek is basically an arbitrary one. There was no rationale. I just decided I hadn't done that one before, so I would. So, what I'll do is I'm just going to grab this information here. Now, granted, I've got a little bit of an advantage over most people in that I've got the book's source available to me. Okay? So, I'm going to grab this. I'm going to put that information inside of here. It'll take a little bit to pretty it up, so to speak. So if you notice, it says that what she wants is a home page, which will be index.html. There'll be a services page, which I'll call services.html, and an advice page, which I'll call advice.html. So I'll have this on each one of the pages. And then I will put in my doc type statement. We hit enter a bunch of times here. My HTML tag. And even though I don't need it, I'll put language equals English. All right, remember that inside of here I first have my head tag. And in my head tag, I've got my title tag. I'll just put page there because that'll be different for each page. I'll put my meta tag in here, which says char set equals UTF-8. And I think that's good for right now. And let's just put a tag in here that says I'm on the, and I'll leave it blank, page. All right, now I'm going to save this 3 times. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a file, save as, and I'm going to save it to my desktop, but I should have done this previously. I didn't. I'm going to create a new folder, and I don't like to put blank spaces in the name of anything I create, so I'm going to call it FishCreek, and I'm going to use the casing where the first letter of each word is capitalized. So there's that. And the first one I want to put in here is index.html. Notice I'm saving the file inside of double quotes. Sometimes if you don't save it inside of double quotes, instead of being index.html, it'll be index.html.txt. So I have to go back and change it later. This way I don't have to. All right. So I'm going to change that to home. So now I've got my home page. File, do another save as. And this second time, I'll save it as services.html. And I'll change this to services. And then let's save it one last time. And we will save it as advice.html. All right, so when I can change this to advice, should have all 3 of my pages. Now I want to close a bunch of the stuff that I've got open here because it doesn't need to be open. I don't need that, I don't think. All right, I'm going to keep that open. We'll go over that at a later time. So I've got all this stuff. So I've now opened that. I'm going to also open my index page. So I've got index and advice open. And I'm also going to open services. So these are my 3 pages. Taking them from the top, run, launch in the browser. I'm on the home page. Good start. Just going to manually change it in here. I'm on the services page. I'm on, whoopee. I put advices instead of advice. And I'm on the advice page. So all my pages, all of them right now, appear to work. So that's a very good start. All right, so I'm going to go back to the index page. Now I'm going to look at what the author says. A sitemap is shown here. I can't really reproduce the sitemap in a simple text editor. It's not going to look very good. So there's the wireframe. Okay, I have 3 tasks in this case study. Create a folder for the FishCreek website. I've done that. Create a home page. I've done that. Create a services page. I've done that. I actually went a step further and also did the advice page. So task 1, create a folder on the hard drive called FishCreek to contain your FishCreek website files. Did it. Task 2, you'll use a text editor to create the home page for the FishCreek Animal Web Hospital. Your home page is shown here. So I'm going to want to create all of this stuff that you see here. My hope is that it'll be shown here, but if it's not, I'll just take it off of here. It's not a big thing one way or the other. So again, my home page to start with, and it'll be prettied up as we go on, is based off of figure 236. So launch this, create this, use a descriptive title. The company name is a good choice. What did I put in for a title? So this will be FishCreek homepage. This will be FishCreek services page. And this will be FishCreek advice page. Now I could have just called them home page, services page, and advice page. It's all, again, it's not that important in the mainstream of things. So I made the title, code the header element, FishCreek Animal Hospital, within the heading 1. So code that near the top, within a head 1. Okay, remember I'm doing my index page right now. So in my body section, I'm going to change this from I'm on the home page to, I guess I could have kept the H1 tags there, FishCreek Animal Hospital. And it may not sound like a big victory, but I've now started. I've got my heading there, and I've got my H1 tag. So we're on the way. So I did my page title. I did my header title. All right, place the following text within a nav element with bold. Homes, services. So I want all of this stuff. Whoops. Oh boy. So we want that within a nav element. Now with some editors, when you put in these tags like this, you put in a beginning tag, they're going to put in the ending tag for you. All right. This is a very crude editor that I'm using, but it's available to anyone and it's free, which is why I'm using it. All right, with bold. So I'll use the B element. We'll do that in just a minute. So code anchor tags so that home goes to links, services to services, ask the vet goes to ask the vet, and contact goes to contact. So I'll need yet another page. Add extra blank spaces between the hyperlinks, using that as needed. Okay. Again, what I'll do is I'll grab this, and I don't have to. I'm doing a little bit of overkill here, but I'm going to put this in as a comment. I like to do this, especially when I'm doing something with students who don't have a lot of, not expertise, but don't have a lot of experience. So code the anchor tag so that home links to index, services links to services, ask the vet, so I'm going to have to change the name of that one, links to ask vet, and contact links to contact.html. Add extra blank spaces as necessary using the character entity. Okay? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to close my advice page. Right, so let me get back to my desktop here. There's FishCreek. I'm going to change the name of advice to Ask Vet as mentioned in the book. And for now, even though I will change a bunch of stuff on it in a bit, I've now also got the contact page. So let's open up Ask Vet and let's open up contact also. For contact, let's just change this to contact page. This will again say contact. Okay, so I've got that done. This will now be the Ask the Vet page. Okay, let's go back to our index page. So again, we want to put in links to all these, and we want them to be bold. Now, I don't want to go any place from the home page because I'm already on the home page, so I'm going to do that. Okay? And I'll put in here home. Okay, so there's my first one. I've got home done. And the second one will be services .html. And that will again link to services. The third one will be ask vet.html. And that should be in here. Ask vet, and this will be changed to ask vet. So what we have is everything right so far. So we want to code home, services, ask the vet we want, and contact. All right. Okay, so now I can remove this. And let's take a look at what we've got so far. Okay, it doesn't look like too much, and I didn't put any blank spaces in between, so I'm going to add those right now. Let's put about 3 blank spaces in between each one of these. Non-breaking space. Now I need 3 here, here, and here. I don't need them after the last one. So one more time, run, and there it is. It's broke. It's now split up a little bit. So hopefully it's starting to look. I don't know why that won't leave. But it's not. All right, I'm going to pause this just for a second so I can get rid of that. So I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So far our homepage should look like just the beginning. FishCreek Animal Hospital and this stuff afterward. And if you look, pretty much is the way that it looks. Okay, so we've got a great start. So we did all of this. Code the main content page within the main element. Use hand-on practice 210 as a guide. Code the following in a description list. Configure the text in each DT element to have strong importance and display it in a bold font weight. So we want this, all of this stuff that you see here. So I'm going to copy that, and for right now at least, I'm just going to paste it in here. All right, so I'm not worried about it. It's going to look really ugly for right now, but I want to go back. Use hands-on practice 210 as a guide. Well, that's going to be way back. I'll tell you what I'll do instead is I will come in here and I will say HTML description list example. And I'm sure that one of the ones at the top is going to push me off to W3 schools. There it is. And there's an example. So I'm going to grab the example and use that here. All right, so I've got my description list with my DT inside of each one and my DDs inside of my DTs. It's a little weird, but you get the idea. All right, so what I want this to say is full service facility. That'll go here. And veterinarians and staff are on duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So that will go here. Now you can get as anal about this stuff as you want. I'm trying to set it up so that you can see everything, which is my reason for breaking it up the way I am. Now, is the second one years of experience? Yes, it is. But when I said you can get anal about this stuff, what some people do is, for example, here, they put all their content and they have their tags always on a line by themselves. Now you can go, again, go as nuts as you want to. The thing I would recommend is however you do it, just be consistent in whatever way you do it. All right, I think I'm just going to bring this back up here. I don't have a problem with that the way that it looks. All right, so finally, we've got one more in here. So there's our first one, there's our second one. So we need a third one. Again, you don't need a blank space here. I'm putting it in there so this is a little bit easier to read. You may or may not agree with that. All right, open door policy. All right, so making progress. Let's take a look and see what that looks like now. Okay, remember we have not added any CSS to this yet. All right, so how does this look as opposed to the way that it looks in the book? Good. All right. Configure each DT to have strong importance and display in bold font weight. So, didn't do that. So each DT that we see right here should be inside of strong tags. So let me add those. Check it again. Make a change, check it. Make a change, check it. Get used to doing that. All right, so that's what we have now on our home page. Okay, it's coming together. All right, configure the following address and phone number information within a div element below the description list. Use line break tags to help you format this area. So we want all of that information that you see right there. All right, so we want this within a div. Remember, that's division. And it sounds like for each one of these, after we put it in, we want a line break. All right, let's just keep going and see what it looks like. Okay, so there's what we have right now, as opposed to what they show in the book, which is right here. So it's really coming together. Code the following email, copyright an email within a footer element. Format it to use the small text size and have it be italic with the I tag. Okay. So we want a footer element here. And we want this to be within small text. And what we want in there is the copyright, but for that symbol, we use the ampersand copy, 2016, FishCreek Animal Hospital, and I think we need after that, we'll need a BR tag. And we're supposed to place our name and an email link underneath the copyright. So Jeff Scott, how do they show it in the book? Your first name at your last name.com. Okay. Jeff at Scott.com. Again, that should be in there, so I've done that. I've got that within small text. So let's run this. That's what we have right now. Okay? I think I need a line break before my copyright, but you get the idea. And this is the way they say it should look in the book. All right. Now I'm going to do something. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to do a print screen here. Try it again. I'm going to do a print screen. All right. And I'm going to open up Paint. And I'm going to paste that print screen in. And what I want is just this area here. Well, and I guess I did too small of a print screen, so I don't need this. That's fine. That's what I want. Well, for some reason, it's not allowing me to see everything, so I don't know why. Try it like that. There we go. That's what I want. So, the reason I'm doing that may seem a little silly, but now I can bring my page up right here, and I can also bring it up in Paint, and I can compare them, oops, side by side. Well, I was going to try to do that, but okay. So, FishCreek Animal Hospital, Home Services. I may have too many blank spaces there. Can always change that later. That's the second page, I believe. But I've got this stuff, the phone number, So I made a screenshot of the wrong page. Isn't that nice? So let's close Paint. We don't have to save it. Back to here. Go back to our book. And go to this page right here. Print screen. Should have kept Paint open, but I didn't. All right. So now, there's FishCreek, there's our stuff, full service, years of experience, open door. Okay, we got that. And actually, I've goofed up here because I'm just looking at the same page. They should look the same. So let me go to my page. There we go. All right, so FishCreek, home services, full service, years of experience, open door policy, this. Okay, so for this right here, I need a blank line before the copyright. Other than that, as far as I can tell, it's done. So after our div, we'll put a BR tag. Let's run it one last time. Okay, so we finished our first page. There's a good start. All right, jumping back in here. So we've got the index page done. Okay. Page may look a little sparse, but don't worry. As you gain experience and use more advanced techniques, they'll look more professional and we'll add more things. Okay, so now we do the services page. And we're going to do the same thing, and I think that's going to be it for this example. Create the services page as shown. A technique that improves productivity is to base it on your existing one. So we'll use the other one as a starting point. So they want us to do a save as. I could have done that. That's fine, and I'll do it. Okay, so I will remove our services page, and I'll go to my index page, and I'll do a file, save as, and I'll say services. And it says, do it already exist? You want to replace it? Yes, I do. All right, so I'll have to go up to the top because now I'm on the services page. I want to change that to services. So that's the first thing. Let's go and look in our book for the rest. All right. So the title here should be FishCreek Animal Hospital Services. It's a mouthful. Okay. Delete the homepage content, description list, and contact information. So we want to keep this. This will now say index.html, and this will now have the hashtag. Okay, so I've got that. I don't need the description list anymore. So that was the first thing they told us to remove. And delete the contact information. But we'll keep the footer. So right now, all we have in here for our services page is this, which is fine. Not a problem. All right. Use an unordered list to add the services content to the page. Configure the name of each of these to use a bold weight and have strong emphasis. In other words, use the strong tag. Use line breaks to help you configure this area. The service category descriptions are as follows. So I'm just going to start it here, and I'm going to grab all of this, copy it to the clipboard, and paste it in. It's going to look a little funky for now, but we'll fix it. So we're starting with an unordered list. So when we're all done, we want to end our unordered list. All right. So here will be, for each one of these will be our list items. And we want to take medical services, and we want that to have a strong tag. And let's double check and see what it looks like in the book here. All right, so we'll need a line break after each one of these as we put them in. So medical services, strong, and a break tag. In fact, I believe we could get away without even having a break tag here, but they tell us to use a break tag, so that's fine. All right, we offer state-of-the-art medical technology. Let's end our LI tag. All right, next one, surgical services. And let's put a line break, a physical line break before each one of these. Full range, including orthopedics and emergency supplies. Let's put in our ending LI tag here. Dental care. You can see we need a BR tag right here. A dental exam can determine whether your pet needs preventive dental care, such as whatever. House calls. And I can see I've got some mistakes here. So that's all correct. Strong, strong. So this should have a strong tag. Don't need an LI here. This should be an ending strong tag. Dental care. So this should have been another strong tag. And this should have been within strong tags. We'll get it. BR. Okay, LI. Strong tag here. House calls, so this should be an ending strong tag. Just about finished here. See, I forgot a BR tag there. Now, I could have missed something, but let's just take a look at what we have. All right, so that's what we have right now. Okay, so again, I will take a screenshot of this, go back into Paint. You don't have to do this. Paste that in, come back in here, just grab the portion that I need. I won't grab all that text that you see down there, but this should be fine. Paste it in. All right, and now let's see what they show in the book here. That's what it should look like. Here's what mine looks like. Medical services, surgical services, dental care, house calls, emergencies. Got that, got that. As far as I can tell, it looks pretty much finished. All right. So we did our services. I tried to verify, and I tested it again. So that's it for Chapter 1. So I'll come back in just a minute and start going over, or I'm sorry, this is it for Chapter 2. There was nothing for Chapter 1. So I'm going to save this as FishCreek Chapter 2. All right, and I'll be back with Chapter 3 in just a couple minutes.